The third reason for investing in Kenya is the assurance of investment protection. Companies and investors are safeguarded by a strong legal and institutional framework, including constitutional guarantees against expropriation, clear dispute resolution mechanisms, and robust contract enforcement. And you can take it not from me, but from companies already operating in Kenya. And number 4, scale and access. With a population of 55 million, Kenya is more than just a domestic market. It is the natural gateway to East and Central Africa, and through the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, a springboard into a US dollars 3.7 trillion market of 1.4 billion people in the African continent. Kenya also enjoys privileged access to major markets through several trade agreements that we have already signed. The US market through AGOA, and I will be discussing with officials of the United States later this week on the extension of AGOA. The EU market through the Economic Partnership Agreement that we have already signed and came into operation last year in June. The UK market that again earlier this year we consolidated that position with the Prime Minister of Britain when I visited the UK. And the UAE market through the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, and of course the East Africa Community Market. Collectively, these markets give Kenya access to a combined market worth US dollars 50.1 trillion and 1.19 billion people. Beyond the trade agreements, Kenya is Africa's digital gateway. M-Pesa processed 29 billion transactions worth US dollars 314 billion in 2024. This fintech backbone powers Africa's Silicon Savannah, home to over 300 multinational firms, including many represented in this room. It is for these reasons and many more that leading corporations continue to choose Nairobi as their African headquarters, from Bupa Health, who signed the agreement I was in the UK a few months ago, to Lloyd's of London, to the European market for reconstruction and development, alongside 3 upcoming UN agencies. Kenya's role as a hub of finance, technology, diplomacy, and trade grows stronger at every turn. In short, ladies and gentlemen, Kenya is open and ready to do business with you. We offer stability, world-class talent, green energy, and dependable connectivity. Just the qualities investors seek. Above all, we bring the resolute commitment to be your trusted partner in building bold ventures to deliver strong returns and lasting impact. Number 1, predictability and stability. Kenya is now the 6th largest economy in Africa, recently upgraded by Standard & Poor's from B- to B, a clear signal of stronger macroeconomic fundamentals. Inflation has averaged 3.8% between January and October 2025. The exchange rate has been steady at Kenya shillings 130 to the dollar over the last 18 months, and our dollar reserves have doubled in the last 3 years. Diaspora remittances reached US dollars 5.1 billion in 2024, surpassing many exports, while pension assets have grown to US dollars 18 billion, creating a deep pool of long-term capital. In 2024, the Nairobi Securities Exchange was ranked the best performing exchange in Africa and was also listed among the world's top performers. 2 months ago, we issued an infrastructure asset-backed security worth over US dollars 340, which was oversubscribed by huge margins. The Nairobi Securities Exchange now targets 40 new listings by 2029, including the landmark US dollars 1.15 billion IPO of the Kenya Pipeline Company that is going to happen in the next few months, at least before the end of this year. We also launched the Nairobi International Financial Center to host global financial players. And already 5 have already found their way to Nairobi. Number 2, clarity and competitiveness. We have introduced investor-friendly reforms, zero-rating VAT on export services, tax reforms that let corporates offset their claims against future liabilities, and removal of the 30% domestic equity requirement for ICT companies, unlocking more investment in our digital space. Through our one-stop center, investors access world-class services, and by June next year, this will be fully digital, allowing permits and licenses to be secured online. I was saying in the other meeting that it's now more than before that people work from home, and therefore it should be able for you to get your licenses from the comfort of your homes. Export processing zones and special economic zones provide competitive incentives. The Business Laws Amendment Bill that will be discussed in Parliament in the coming weeks consolidate reforms, cut red tape, and enhance predictability.
Morning, corporates from the US through the day on the margins of UNGA 80, and we are privileged to have you. Invite the President and CEO of the